Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, happy Monday. I'm going to be doing a just another market update for you on just the actual market itself. A couple of stocks that I'm actually looking at myself right now. I'm going to be looking at silver and gold as well too. And then I'm also going to cover some of the foundational stuff that's important for you as a trader. If you want to become part of these markets and you want to be involved with these markets as an active trader, there's some laws that must be abide by if you want to start to move forward. So that's what this video is going to be all about. And my whole purpose and my whole mission in this video is to just keep you up to date with what's happening right now as I speak in the markets, because every single day something does happen and we can actually, and then we need to flow with the markets. Also give you a bit more bigger perspective on what's happening right now in the markets and give you some solid foundational truth of, you know, you too can become an amazing trader, and you too are an amazing trader. You just got to learn the habits of what it takes. And what is the truth around these markets? Is it just the people that the top % of are lucky? Or is it that you too can become part of it? You just got to work on some simple stuff. Obviously, you just need to work on some simple stuff. And that's how we can do it, okay? So guys, before I do start, guys, you can grab my trading course for $7 that I'm running right now. Just link below, or you can actually grab the trading course plus another, I think it's another 4 or 5 other main trading courses that I got, you know, mindset and interviews and all that sort of stuff in the Master Trader Lab. And you can grab a free trial to that. So if you just want to test it all out for free, then you can go, there's a link in the description below about that as well too. So let's get straight into this video right now. So let's start off with a bit of a market update on the Dow Jones, look at the indices right now. Then we'll look at silver and gold and we'll go from there. So right now, as we can speak on the Dow Jones, I truly believe we're getting ready. We are getting ready for a break to the upside, and we're getting ready for a big move to the upside. I would say a 29 to 30,000 Dow is probably a good target for where this is probably likely to go to. We haven't got the breakout yet, so I'm premature on I'm premature on saying that, but we do need a breakout first. But what we're seeing right now, where we are just having this very, you know, there's what we call weak buyers and weak sellers and strong sellers. And if we see this period through here, notice how we had this, see how this was vertical, but this is more sideways. This is what we call strong sellers. This is called what we call weak sellers. So due to the fact we're getting weak sellers, that's telling me that we're building pressure, and this is probably going to blow to the upside, and we get it. And if we start to get a really big move, we start to really break above this with some volume, then once again, guys, a 29, or at least that I've actually got the line up there, the 29,000 Dow is probably where we're likely to run to. And I would probably say really quickly as well too, within say a week or two. And the reason why I say that is because if I bring up my charts here, if I squeeze my chart up a bit more here, let me just bring up here so we can see that there. If you look at this chart right now, let me bring this up through here. Then as you can see, right, you can see basically we've been pretty much just sideways. And if I bring my trend line up through to say there, you can see what happened here, right? We had this support here, all this support through here. We had this support through here, but see how this was a bit of a false breakout. Okay, so this is how you know when there's a false breakout in the markets, okay? And if you watch my videos last week on Bitcoin, this is exactly what Bitcoin may be doing right now. We need a bit more confirmation, but as you can see, right, look what we have here, okay? Understanding false breakouts is simply this. We have a support. A false breakout is simply where we actually have the market has found continuous levels of support. So you can see it's a definite level, or at least an area through here of support. The market breaks down. Now, is this a true breakout or is it a false breakout? We don't know yet, right? That's a very, very hard thing to say. Now, if it's a false breakout, what will happen? It'll get straight back above that support level there. What is this now? This is a false breakout. Where's it likely to run to? Once that happens, we have a very high probability of running to at least this high up here. And that's exactly where it ran to. And then we continue up for a little bit and then we float, okay? Now I'm talking, because this is a daily chart, I'm talking short term. That's how you can see, that's how you can identify different levels of breakouts. Is it a true breakout or is it a false breakout? And also what can give this a bit of a warning sign that this is probably going to be a false breakout is two things. Okay, so two things when you're looking for a breakout. One, is it strong and dominant or is it weak? So what I'm saying through here is that if we have a look, if I open up this chart a bit more here and I go back to this time through here, is this strong? Well, are we getting very, very big, strong candles breaking out or no? No, right? What are we getting? We're getting very, very weak break. It's a breakdown, but see how it's just very weak bars going down. It wasn't very big, strong dominant bars, was it? So that's the very first sign that this could be now a false breakout. But also, secondly, is there an increase in volume? Because generally speaking, when you get a breakout, you generally get a big breakout and you get some big volume spikes here. When that happens, it tells me we're now breaking and we're now likely to continue down. Due to the fact that we didn't have a good breakout bar and big volume spikes, tell me that this is now likely to be some sort of a false breakout. And that's what happened. Now, hindsight's 2020, but when you're looking at the market as it is today, now that we're not getting a false breakout situation, but I'm trying to teach you what to look for. So if you start to see something similar to this, and that's where I was saying, and you'll be able to see this. But this actually may be happening right now in gold as well too, and I'll get to gold in just a minute. But the same thing that's happening right now in Bitcoin, is Bitcoin right now a false breakout or not? We're still waiting to see, right? Because because Bitcoin, it did get a big breakout, right? A big solid breakout, but now it's just pretty much done nothing. I haven't got a chart in front of me, but if you go back to watch my videos, you'll be able to see that. But we may not be getting that. We may be getting exactly what we're seeing through here. Okay, so that's what we're seeing through there. Moving on now to the S&P 500 and say the SPY, the S&P 500, same thing, right? What are we getting? All right, we've got this sort of, we've got this high, low, really running up, compressing, very weak sellers through here. So I'm telling you right now, guys, we are building some serious pressure, and the buyers are about to, this market is about to explode. And if we get a very good break above the high here, if we can get the S&P back above the high here, we can get the Dow Jones back above that high here. And then we also go to the, where are you? There we go, Nasdaq. Nasdaq, same thing. Then we are getting ready to make some serious moves, because especially the Nasdaq and the Dow, they're really telling a sign that the buyers are holding here real strong. And if it breaks, it's probably going to break real hard, and we're probably likely to make a pretty severe big move to the upside. Now, not in one day. It might take a couple of weeks. Up for a few days, sideways for a couple of days, up. That's how the markets work. Okay, not every single day is probably going to be up, but the overall general view of that's where it's likely to run to. Okay, Santa Claus is coming to town, or Santa Claus might be coming early. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Now let's go have a look at gold here, or silver and gold, and I'll share with you what I mean by false breakout. Silver, pretty much just sideways, not really much going on. Again, to be expected, just having a bit of a rest here, but then I do believe after this resting phase, how long it lasts, it may last another couple of weeks, it may last another week, it may last another few months. But when we're looking at this here right now, we are now identifying what's going on here right now, and where I do believe we have already started the biggest move of that we're probably going to see in our generation's time, or what we're seeing through here. We did see a big move prior to this here, back with silver. If we go to the weekly chart, back here. Actually, let me go to the SLV so we can get the long-term data. All right, so we did see a big move back here, but I think that's going to be absolutely nothing compared to what we're likely to see moving forward over the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, 5 to 10 years. So please, guys, if you are investing, if you're holding for that long-term bull market, just expect the way the markets work. Okay, the reality of the markets is we flow. It may get a bit more of a pullback, and then we go for a run again, and then it may go for a pullback and we go for a run again, and we may get a bit pullback and we go for a run again. Okay, expect those sort of things, and we may go for a big run, and then we may go for a big dip, and then a pause for a while, and then we continue back up again. Okay, so if you're investing in this market and you're buying either the physical, or you're just simply buying the SLV, or just buying the silver and gold, the market itself, you're investing in that, even the GLD, then just be prepared to go through the swings. But I do believe we are now starting the big bull market for the next 5 to 10 years, and I do believe all-time new highs is coming. So for you guys that are long-term buy and hold guys, I truly believe long-term, again, that half a decade to over the next decade, we're going to see some exciting moves. Now, we never know how that's going to play out. We may see an enormous move for a few months, and then a really quiet period for another few months. That's what I say, a few months, right? Or we may see a big move for a week and then a few days sideways and then a real big move for 3 or 4 weeks, and then it goes sideways for a month or two, just relaxing, and then something kicks back in again and we go for another move. Okay? So that's what we're looking at through there. So I'm really excited for silver and gold through there. And if I go back to we'll go back to gold. So this is gold here. So what I mean by gold being a potential false breakout, it hasn't actually confirmed or formed yet. And let me just bring up the candlestick chart for this one here so I can just show you what I mean here for just... All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. So we have this level through here, okay? We have this level through here. See how it's found support, all the support level through here, support, and now we're breaking, and now we're at that level again. If we do end up breaking the level of support on this gold chart, the question is going to be, is it a false breakout or is it likely to be just a bit of a pullback? Now, even if it does be a bit more of a not false breakout, that weekly chart, this is the weekly chart here, is probably going to come in really, really quickly because I'm getting this very strong move up. Look at this here, very strong move up, very weak pullback even on that weekly chart. Remember I said before about there's strong sellers and then there's weak sellers. When there's weak sellers, it's saying the buyers are holding up. The buyers are not letting go through there. And so generally what you get is you get this strong buying period, weak sellers, strong buying, weak sellers, probably strong buying again. Now, how long this weak selling on this weekly chart, it may last another few months before we go for another big strong buying period for a few months. We just never know that, right? It could be this week. We could be starting to get ready for this week. So looking at what we're looking at right now on that chart, on that weekly chart, found support, all the support through here, and now we find support. Do we break down? If it does break down, is it likely to be a false breakout? How do we know it's a false breakout? Firstly, the size of the bar. If we get some trickling down through here, and then we start to get a big breaker back above that level through there, no, this is probably a false breakout. The minimum target for even for a trading basis would be at the top level there, just like I shared with you in the Dow Jones. And then we're probably likely to go, then we're probably likely to break up. And if it does break up, the projection where it's likely to go on the short term anyway would be that is the resistance up the top there. That's where it's found a lot of resistance. That's where it's found a lot of support. If we do a bit of a projection, so we're going to actually, let me just draw a trend line. So I'm going to draw the projection from the top of that resistance down to this level of support and then project that back to the upside. If this whole thing forms to be a false breakout, first target would be that 1560 again, running back to the highs there. And then the next target would be up here around that 1620 level. Now, if I zoom my chart back out on a weekly basis, remember that this is the projection line back here. So if I go back in time, let me go back in time to see where that top trend line is. And isn't that just a coincidence? I think not. Look there. This top trend line that I just do for the projection, it's called a channel projected target. If you have a channel, you measure from the high to the low, project that up, and that's where it's likely to be, right? So that's that top trend line I just drew just there. And look at all the support and resistance all through there. Coincidence? I think not, right? That's where the minimum target. That's where I say that it's where it's likely to run to if we start to see, that sort of action on gold there. So that's what I'm seeing there right now on gold. I've been telling all my private clients, if they're looking for some long-term investing in silver and gold, then you need to wait. Be patient and wait for the perfect time, because right now in this current market, there is plenty of opportunities to do well, not just in silver and gold, right? It's not the silver and gold market, it's the stock market. And there's plenty of opportunities to benefit from moves. We're just got to be patient and wait for some really good opportunities. Like right now, the stock market, right? The stock market is setting up right now to have a real big move. We can trade the SPY, we could trade the DGAI. There's some amazing stocks that are setting up right now as well too. Like JP Morgan is one that I'm watching right now, and this looks like it's setting up for a nice, good move. I'm really excited about JP Morgan. JP Morgan could be getting ready for a nice big move. That's one stock that I'm liking. XHB is an ETF that I'm actually liking right now. Big move up. Bit of a size movement, so we get a bit of a breakout. We could be getting ready to go for another run in the XHB. So there's a lot of opportunities, guys, in these markets if you do your analysis and you know what to look for in the markets there. Okay. Now, if you're interested in becoming a private client of mine, I'm actually running a bit of a special. I'm actually running a 75% off my coaching program. You get access to my #1 trading strategy. You get access to weekly coaching and also daily coaching via the Facebook, where I share all my trades. And every single week I'm coaching you, and every single day I'm coaching you. And that starts straight away, and it ends at the end of next year, end of 2020. So I'm doing that for the very first 2 people. So 75% off. If you want that, then just email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader@gmail.com, howtrader@gmail.com. Just let me know you're interested in that 75% off, exactly what I just said there. And then if the very first 2 people get access to that. So that's what I'm seeing there right now, guys, with XHB. There's plenty of opportunities. So don't be a quick rush to jump into silver and gold, because there's going to be an amazing opportunity to get into that, right? We're going to see a big dip. We may go for another run from here, but there's going to be eventually another big dip out of that. Another few month dip, and there's going to be really amazing opportunities. But not even that, but even in the stock market, right? There's plenty of opportunities with stocks, the stock market itself. There might be opportunities happening with the cryptocurrency as well too. There's plenty of opportunities. So don't throw all your powder at one market or one investment vehicle, because there's opportunities for long-term growth, such as investing opportunities. So silver and gold is in that basket, I believe, for the next biggest bull run. Yes. Now, other short-term opportunities, such as the stock market, XHP, JP Morgan. Now, I'm talking about these markets in conjunction of my trading strategy, okay? The way they look at the markets. I still need my entry candle and my setup to get involved with these markets. I'm just saying that they're looking good right now. Not looking good for me to trade right now. I still need to wait for my entry candle, okay? So within all this process and with everything we're talking about here right now, you can do so well out of these markets. And the thing is about this trading opportunity is some of the thing is, as you can see, what I'm trying to harp on here is the biggest thing that you're going to run across is that your mind are fearful of missing out. I've got to jump in now. I've got to throw all my money at this one position, silver and gold. I see so many people doing that. And it's like, no, don't do that. Even if you want to put an investing position on, put say 20% of your portfolio into silver and gold if you enjoy that. Keep 80% there, because there's so many amazing opportunities, both on the short-term basis, on a short-term trade, which means it might last for a couple of days, or for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, that's a short-term trade. A long-term trade is like, silver and gold, half a decade to a decade bull run to come. There's different things there, right? So there's opportunities. So don't be so tied to one market. This is how I'm going to make my millions. It's not like that. So please be patient and wait for good opportunities. And I would prefer you, and I say this to my private clients all the time, if you went through a whole month and you're doing your consistency where you're showing up every day, you're doing your scans and you're going through it and you're going through it and you're going through it and you're doing your analysis. And at the end of that month, you did not trade at all because nothing was exactly what you're looking for. And at the end of that month, you did not trade and your account's been flat for the whole month. You are up by default. i.e., what is the biggest thing that most traders have? Over trading. I have that t-shirt. In fact, I think I have about 5 houses. All those cupboards in those houses are full of t-shirts. Of at least half of those t-shirts is that one problem that I had in the past, which is over trading. Because I thought, well, I'm not trading, so I'm not making money, so I've got to trade to make money. But what actually happens in that scenario, in that thinking, in that state? You actually don't make money, right? You lose money because you just try and let's just see how this goes type thing. And like, no, don't do that. You only want to begin in the market when you're so confident in the position. Now, even if you're confident, you still have to have good risk management because you never know. But that's the only way for you to truly move forward. That's the only way for you to say, you know what? This is the way it goes. Like with me, my trading success rate is 90+% success rate. Now, within that, right, what do I need to do to achieve that result? People's like, oh, that's so amazing, 90% success rate. But yeah, I don't trade a lot, right? You'll be so surprised to see how many actual stock trades that I actually have taken even this year. Right? Where most people are so active, but I've done so well this year out of my stock trades, and then I have my futures and forex trades, even some of my cryptocurrency trades that I've taken in the past as well too. It comes from taking less by having confidence to put on a bit more with good risk management. Make sense? And the trading strategy, you can have a good trading strategy, but if you aren't disciplined to wait for that setup every time, you're not going to do well. Okay? So if you want to be part of this world called trading, and you want to be here right now, and you want to do well long term, not just now, not just being lucky and then hope you can be lucky again. And no, because that doesn't work. Luck is nothing in these markets. And the more that I am consistent, where I show up every day and I continue to look for good setups, I continue my scans, and I'm just patient, right? And I'm just patient when I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Because you know yourself, right? If you've been trading for quite some time, and you've been trading for quite some time, you would know that if you just took 20% of the trades, or 80% of the less trades, the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the trades you take is going to make 80% of the income. We'll flip that on the head then and say, okay, then, well, what is the common denominator amongst those trades, the 80-20 rule? What is the common denominator amongst those, the 20% of the trades that do really well, that produce 80% of the income? Let me just focus on those setups so I can trade less, have less brokerage, less stress, less mistakes, more money in the long run. Make sense? So there you go, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Motivation Monday. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you can see now, guys, that this whole thing that I teach you guys has just come from so many years of me making bad mistakes and bad decisions and not really understanding these markets itself. But once I started understanding these markets, such as, you know, projection, like where's the market likely to run to based on a projection, the channel projection, and understanding breakouts. Is it a true breakout? Is it a false breakout? What does it look like? All these different things. That's why with my coaching program, I'm always on the weekly basis, I'm always talking and walking them through things like this to not only help them as a trader so they understand the markets better and read how to learn to read the charts better, but to keep them on top of making sure that they're sticking to the trading system. Because if you stick to the system that I teach in my coaching program, you will be successful. Absolutely, period. But why is it that only a few percent of people actually do well? Because you just don't stick to the plan. That other 90% where you're not sticking to the plan, you're taking all this other shit, that's where you need to focus on. That's where all your growth as a trader is going to come if you choose to accept that mission.